Yo, hey, what's good with y'all, man? Welcome y'all back to another video. It's your boy Hustle, it's your boy 98 CEO, aka The Answer, and I'm back with another video. So what I got on this one, man, Atlanta has a problem, and by Atlanta I'm talking about them Hawks. The Hawks have a real problem on their hands right now. The Hawks are in the playoffs right now. They are in the playoffs. I'm gonna give them that. But they're really on just a crash course of an extended vacation. They got a little more of a vacation than the Raptors and the Bulls did. Just a couple more days because they're getting 4-0 by Boston. I think at the max it'll go 5 games. It'll be a genuine sweep. But with the Hawks team and the way it's constructed, I don't think they can actually muster out a game from Boston. To be honest with you, the first game, if you saw it, they was down by 30. I went to sleep at halftime. They kind of messed up my whole basketball day on Sunday. I mean, not Sunday, on Saturday, because you're down 30, and now I gotta wait, you know what I'm saying, now I gotta sit here and wait for the next game, but now I'm asleep, so I missed the beginning of the next game. So they kind of messed up my whole flow. But yeah, they have a real issue on their hands, and their issue is sad because it's exactly what made them palatable these past couple of years, you know, when they weren't that good of a team. And that is, the star of the team, the leader, Trae Young. At this point, with the Hawks, recently it came out that, management or the front office at the top, they feel that anything can be on the table at this point with any of the players. That anybody can be traded. They don't have an attachment to anybody. That included Trae Young. So they put that out before the play-in game where the Hawks didn't win. But, they kind of pulled it back and said, Trae, not really talking about you. But, I mean, they should be. I think they put that out there for a very good reason. Like, if we do not get in these playoffs, we could definitely, everybody's up for grabs. But at the same time, I don't think you should stop there. Because you going to the playoffs to get swept is just as pointless as going to the playoffs. You might as well shouldn't win. But like I said, it's sad because you got this guy that for the last 4 years has been the reason that people were watching the Hawks. But at the same time, he doesn't play a game that's a winning basketball. And I think it'll be real interesting, towards the end of their careers between him and Luka. If neither one of them win, just their styles of play. It's not conducive to a winning environment. It's not conducive to win games. Because Trae is pulling up from half court, not playing defense, so he's putting up, 27 and 10. It looks good as a stat, but when you watch the games, it don't. Everything is dictated by you. I mean, we've got players such as DeAndre Hunter who may never reach their potential because all he's doing is watching you dribble in the corner, and then you may pass him the ball, he shoots 3. So he may never even develop into what he maybe could be. You never know. Somebody, John Collins. I mean, you're just relegated to just a pick and roller. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot with the team. It's just the way they're built is not conducive to winning. You got Trae Young pulling up from half court. If he misses, his dude's going to make a layup on the other end. It's just not conducive to winning. Nobody wants to deal with that. Players, coaches on up. Nobody wants to deal with that. So to me, I think you go ahead and blow this up. You go ahead and get rid of it. You trade him. Sometimes it take, you got to just pull that Band-Aid off and just do it. Such as what Utah did this year, where they traded. I mean, he requested a trade, but when you got rid of Donovan Mitchell, you didn't necessarily get better, but you got better as a team. You lost a great player, but you got better as a team. You got a foundation of players to build around. You got some draft picks, so you actually have something to look forward to, rather than what the Hawks are doing, where you kind of just stagnant. You're just staying in the same place. You're a bottom tier team in the East, meaning bottom tier like 6 and under. You're not in the top 4 for sure. You're not better than the Bucks, Sixers, Celtics. Who else is? Probably the Knicks. Cleveland, so it's like you're 6 and below team already, just basically how you construct it. So why not just go ahead and blow that up and, turn yourself into a better team? So what I would do if I were the Hawks, I mean, it's been a lot of because the hard thing with Trae is going to be finding somebody to actually take him. Because if I'm the Hawks, I'm not trading him for no picks. I'm not doing that. We're not just doing the full reset because at the same time you got DeJounte. So I feel like if you retool the team with DeJounte and another star, you actually have a better team. So what I would do, there's only 2 people I'm looking at. Or 2 to 3 people I'm looking at. I just had one thought this morning, but the 2 people I'm mainly looking at, I would trade Trae Young right now for Anthony Edwards to the Timberwolves or for Jaylen Brown to Boston. Jaylen Brown's been getting a lot of talk. It's not like he doesn't want to stay in Boston because it's like every year they kind of got him in a trade talk. Kind of almost like, they could do it without him. I mean, Tatum's like that. I used to think Tatum was like that, but Tatum is like that. But Jaylen Brown right there with him. You know what I'm saying? They're a tandem that go together like that. But they feel like Jay Tatum can do it by himself. I'm not saying he can't, but if I was the Hawks, I would swoop in right on that and go bring Jaylen Brown back on home. He's from the Metro Atlanta area. I forgot what school he went to. I think it's up north. But he's already from this area, so I wouldn't mind bringing him in. And like I said, I would be wanting to trade for him. Because what you do, if you trade, say you trade DeJounte for him. DeJounte doesn't do nothing but make the Celtics better because DeJounte is he's a great defender. He gets his mid-range, get his shot, he can run the point, he can run the two. He's essentially a way better Derek White, you know what I'm saying? So imagine they were to get off Marcus Smart and then now they got DeJounte and they just lost Jaylen Brown. That team is still relatively about who they were. Now for the Hawks, if you go trade DeJounte, you're losing another defensive anchor. You're bringing in Jaylen Brown, which would be great, but you still got Trae Young, which is going to come back down to being the issue. I think the issue with Trae Young is that if nobody on the team is clearly better than him, then he's going to do what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in Boston, Jason Tatum not going for that. So all that pulling up threes, and then not even just Jason Tatum, the city of Boston not going for that. Nobody want to see you, because in Boston, they're I'm not saying they're tryhards, but they want to win, so they're going to expect certain things from their players. You shooting threes and letting your man score back on defense because you can play into the rim, that's not conducive for winning in Boston. They will boo you for that. Why maybe Kyrie didn't work in Boston, you know what I'm saying, for an extended period of time. But yeah, what I'll try to do, I'll try to get them off for, honestly, straight up, Jaylen Brown for Trae Young straight up. If you can throw in, I wouldn't mind throwing in, the Hawks would throw in John Collins or something like that, do it too. At the same time, I feel like you wouldn't have to. Trae Young and Jaylen Brown to me is kind of on the same level as far as star power. But if I was the Hawks, I'd definitely be willing to get that trade off. And vice versa, if you do it, go to the Wolves. Yeah, we'll do that trade for Ant-Man. Bring Ant-Man back. Ant-Man's from, he went to Georgia, University of Georgia. Bring Ant-Man back to the city. Bring him back to the state because that's going to be that like micro, just step back will take you way farther as a team. So those are two that I thought about a couple days ago. Now this morning I just thought about, shoot, if the Thunder want to get froggy and let us go ahead and trade for somebody, I would trade Trae Young to the Thunder. Now the thing with the Thunder is they've kind of set themselves up, very well. They've got hella first round picks up until like 2028. They were a play-in team this year. Chet wasn't even playing. Shai Gilgeous averaging 30. Then they had Jalen Williams, the rookie, J.A. Elian. That man averaging like 17 as a rookie, so he's going to get better. Then you got Lou Dort. He only getting better. So like they got a nice little, foundation for years to come with their team. Now Trae Young did go to Oklahoma, so I think he is actually from the Oklahoma area. I would not mind sending Trae Young back home for Chet, but it got to be somebody else in there. I know for facts they're not giving us, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to give us, Shea or nobody. But what I would do, if you give me Chet and Lou Dort for Trae Young, I would do it. I would. Reason being, Chet, I feel like the Liliac, that little fracture, whatever, that's not nothing he can't come back from. You get Lou Dort, you get a plus defender at that point you play 2-guard, move DeJounte to the 1. You can play the 2-guard. So you get another plus defender. So now look at your back court. You got DeJounte, Lou Dort, DeAndre Hunter at the 3. I would definitely get off John Collins, and I would definitely get off Capella. Then you have Chet at the 5. Now you build a foundation for your team to continue forward and actually compete as a much better team. So now your defensive efficiency rating might go from pin shit to actually like, okay, this is a top 10 defense. And it's based off, we got a racer at center. You got 3 people that can switch out, they can guard 1 to 3. And then the 4, Jalen Johnson to me could be the 4, or if you put a Congo at the 4. Now you got a team that you can really switch everything. So I think that puts you, again, taking that one step back because like I said, with this Trae Young experience, at this point, you're not getting any better. You're not really going to be getting out of the first to second round. Like, if you continue to make the playoffs, and then it's just going to get to the point where he requests a trade and now you lost your leverage. So yeah, like I said, that the Chet was one I thought about this morning. I would probably have to do a little more looking into it. But to me, Lou Dort and Chet would not be a bad trade for Trae Young. And then now that OKC gets Trae Young with Shea and kind of the rest of what they're working with, that's kind of a dangerous team. I don't think they really make much noise in the West because, again, it comes back down to Trae. And Trae, his type of game, I don't know if it's really conducive for a lot of teams. And a lot of teams with players that somebody like Shea is averaging 30. You know what I'm saying? And his 30 with Trae may come a little easier, but he'll have to go from 30 to 26, something like that. Trae will have to go from 27, 28 to 24. And, maybe 8 assists would be better for him. But like I said, just food for thought. Because like I said, at this point, Atlanta has a real issue. They're stagnant right now. So they got to make some shape because, like I said, they're on just a long, extended vacation. So the management and front office really going to have some decisions to make this offseason. And like I said, if I was them, I would go ahead and just pull the trigger and go ahead and do it. Go ahead and, retool the team behind DeJounte and another star. But like I said, man, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Like I said, that'd be it for this video. Keep tapping in with the channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.